Hey guys, it's Coach B. Wiley. I hope your Sunday is going well. If you're joining me live, thank you for tuning into my live TikTok video. I'm going to be going live as much as I can, as many days as I can in the upcoming days. If you're watching this later on my YouTube, feel free to subscribe and like and share if you like content like dating and communication. So before I got on here, I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And then I got to just plugging in keywords on YouTube. And what I came up with is why is dating so complicated? And it made me think of my friend who is recently out on the dating scene. And he tells me about all these women that he's been coming across from dating, and they are just out of control and it's just not working for him. And so I figured I'd come over here and give you guys 5 reasons why dating has become so complicated for you, your friends, your cousins, your coworkers. And they're pretty simple and direct. And then I'll branch out and then I'm going to give you a bonus. A bonus one, I came up with a bonus one of why dating has been so hard. So if you're watching this and dating for you is not fun, which in my opinion, dating is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun to get to know someone and go out and explore the city that you live in and talk on the phone with each other and laugh and get to know one another. That's supposed to be fun. However, people these days are making dating not fun. And a lot of women are steering away from dating because they just don't want to get into it because they're just over it. So many previous experiences are just over it. And side note, a date is not a house call. What is a house call? A house call is when a dude pursues you, you meet him out somewhere, he asks you for your phone number, he says, I want to take you out. And then he ultimately invites you over to his house. That is a house call. That is not a date. That is BS. And this is just a side note. This don't have nothing to do with the 5 things that I got here. I'm letting you know out the gate. A house call is not a date. You should not be going over to a stranger's house when you don't even know said stranger. I don't care if you're a woman dating a guy dating a woman. No one should be going over each other's houses when you're literally off the street, perfect strangers. So stop Netflixing and chilling with people you don't know, or you're going to find yourself in some stuff. So just don't do that. Sorry. Number one, I'm going to talk about. So again, if you're joining this, I'll keep repeating this along the way because people are popping in and popping out. So I'm going to go over why I think 5 reasons why I think dating has become so complicated. Y'all showing love up in here. Thank you so much. I see the hearts. They are flying. Thank you guys for liking. I haven't even gotten started, but thank you so much for liking my video. Number one, when it comes to dating, you're doing too much texting versus talking. Now, I know that where we're at now, the generation we're in, the lifestyle that we're in, texting can be a lot easier. Of course it can. However, if you're serious about getting to know someone, the least amount of time you should spend is texting. When you're at work, we're all working individuals. When you're at work, of course, you'll shoot a text here, you'll shoot a text there. I may have to sneeze. I hope not. Yeah, there it is. And I just got lipstick on my cardigan. Isn't that something? I have to wash it anyway. But anyway, back to the texting. If you're someone in the beginning, this is what you need to do when you're in your like first conversation when you're talking to this dude. For real, hope you are having a good day. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's Gunia. And Gunia, people don't know how to date. You're absolutely right, but I'm about to school y'all on how to do it. So, all right, as far as the texting go, in the first conversation, you need to ask this person, what kind of communicator are you? Meaning, do you prefer to talk or do you prefer to text? Now, the last guy asked this. This has been a little bit ago. This guy approached me. He was trying to talk to me. It didn't go past 3 days because I'm just not going to tolerate certain things. And so I directly asked him a question. Do you like to talk or text? He didn't give me a direct answer. He was like, well, whatever. Y'all know me. If you don't know me, and I need you to apply this rule too. A direct question of do you like to talk and text should then have a direct answer. Oh, I prefer to text. Oh, I prefer to talk. If someone doesn't give you a direct answer, then it's like they're already starting off on the wrong foot. And we need to stay on the right foot so we can continue along this right path. And so if you know that you prefer to text, I need for you to stop because when you're texting, there is no feeling, there is no emotion. It's just bold black text. And however you feel is what you feel, even though that don't mean that's what they're actually putting out there. So my words to you, you need to talk as much as you can unless you are at work at church, with family, in a meeting, with your kids. We know all these things. But if you can talk, you need to pick that phone up and talk. Because if you continue to text, that can create an awkward environment. And if you continue to text and that's all you do, and a lot of people will say certain things via text, but don't have the nerve to say it on in person or on the phone. And it's just like, what are you really doing here? Like, why can you feel comfortable texting it, but you shy away from these things when we're on the phone or when we're in person? That is a red flag. So if you're doing that, excuse my nose, guys, I got allergies. I might have to go pop to the side. I got my tissue here. But anyway, so if you're one of those people, you need to ask yourself, why is it that I'm only comfortable saying certain things in text, but then when I'm in person with this guy or on the phone with this guy, like, why do I shy away from certain things? Because something's going on there. Something's festering there. And we need to uproot that, because when you're dating someone, especially when you're in the beginning or just in general, you should be able to be yourself. Number one, not being out of character, not acting like you think they want you to act, not being someone else, and you should just be comfortable. And when you go into a situation, a dating situation with zero expectations, which we're going to touch on later, it is what it is. They like you or they don't. And if they don't, okay, you're going to move on to the next dude. It's not like there's something wrong with you. You're just going to keep it moving. Yes, someone said in the notes here that they love talking. Yes, Robert says he likes to talk. And then Shan says, I let a person show me who they are. You long as you know, make space and create the time for them to show you exactly who they are. Bella says exactly. And I'm going to make sure I'm checking the comments. I usually can start talking and I won't look, but I'm going to make sure. I am dating a girl I love talking to, but I don't want her to bother her in church or work. Of course, she praising the Lord and making that money, sir. If I can't be myself, peace, keep it moving. You're absolutely right, Shannon. There are so many women out here who think they have to be who they see on social media to get a guy, and it's ridiculous. Corey, hello, I haven't dated in 10 years before, child. Can I date as a single mom with no help? Any ideas? I was tapping, that's Corey. And then Junia, I was tapping and random things happen. My bad. Oh, it's all good. So Corey, you haven't, side note for Corey. Corey's asking a question. I haven't dated in a decade. Can I date as a single mom? I'm a single mother. And so with no help, you can find help. When I first moved here to St. Louis, I didn't know anybody here. I had a family of family members, but I would only see them like every few years, and they were older than me. I didn't know them. I didn't get to know them until I moved here. And so what I did is I asked them if they knew anybody who could babysit, and then that's how I ended up finding my babysitter. And then what you want to do is wherever you work, you're working, you want to ask your coworkers, just ask around the friends that you've made there, ask around about who could babysit, who they let babysit. You want to join social groups on Facebook, on meetups. Meetup is a good site to meet people and just connect and have community. So you want to go on there and see what those single moms, you want to join single mom groups, and you want to find out what resources they're using. You want to just do a quick Google search. Girl, I am the queen of discovery. I will literally Google any and everything and I will find my way. So that's how I did. I did have a small group of family members here. However, I did outsource and I paid some teenagers to watch my son at the time. And outside of that, that's just what I did for many years. So you can date, you can find a way. So start there, start asking folks who watches their kids. Maybe you'll meet like a grandmother or something. Maybe you'll meet like a teenager, whatever. But you got to figure it out, because we don't want to go another 10 years without dating. So I want you to understand that. Did you have to say I haven't dated in a decade? That was crazy to hear. Corey, crazier things. You never know what her situation is. It could be a many of reasons why she hasn't dated in 10 years. A lot of women will be so holed up in the house and don't go nowhere. And then they look up, it's been 10 years and they ain't got no date. You gave her some amazing advice. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. All right. So back to the number one, the texting thing. So y'all got it on the texting. Quit all this texting. You need to talk. You're not some like AI robot. You are a human with feelings and emotions, and they need to be loud and proud and out loud on the phone and or in person, or do a video call. I love video calls, specifically when you're getting to know someone. If you can't see them for whatever reason, like it's through the week, you're both busy, but you got time before you go to bed, like 30 minutes. You want to get on that video chat and then holler at them. All right. So it says, I don't want to mess up that name. Someone says, I stopped dating for 13 years. It happens. It absolutely does happen. Time will go. You'll have other life events going on and you'll look up and time has flown on by. It happens. It's in this day and age, it's not unusual what I'm finding out just from observing other women and talking to other women. It's not uncommon. So Victoria says, I didn't date for 13 years, found her too inflamed, got dumped. Now I haven't dated in a year. All right, Victoria, what did you learn from that previous situation and how are you going to apply that to the next? Keep it moving. Keep it moving, girl. You got it. Rockham says, hello. Hey, girl. How are you doing? All right. So that was number one. So, number two, we're talking about the dating dilemmas when it comes to dating and why it's so hard these days. Number two is people are not healed. I have many videos on this. I have a little breakup program that I like to call the deal, heal, surrender. The surrender part, I got it off Oprah. I was listening to something off Oprah and she was like, when you surrender something, it's literally you giving it up to God or the universe or whoever you believe in. You're taking that situation like it's in a palm in your hands. You're no longer pondering on it, stressing out about it, rehashing it, letting the tape roll over in your brain. You're taking that breakup and all its badness because it just wasn't a good relationship to begin with. That's why y'all broke up. And then you're giving it away. It's like you're giving it away. And that's how you surrender. So I have many videos on deal, heal, and surrender. And what I mean by people aren't healed, you're literally jumping from one situation to the next. You haven't even thought about what happened in that relationship. You haven't even thought about what happened as to why you were attracted to that dude. What was it about him? You're not even thinking about why it's toxic, because generally, let's just say it was a toxic dating situation. It takes two to be toxic. Like they can be toxic and you can decide I don't want this and you can bounce, or you can entertain and you can engage with the toxicity, which then makes you toxic too. So you have to think about those dating situations you were in. Some things sometimes just don't work out. Ain't nobody cheating, ain't nobody acting a fool, ain't nobody being disrespectful. It's just two people going in a different direction. For example, if you were dating someone in the beginning, your intentions are when you're dating to get married. So you meet this person, it's been a year and a half. He wants kids, you wanted kids, now you've changed your mind. And that's a deal breaker for him. So he's going to break up with you. Is that drama? Is that chaos? No. That's just two people going in two different directions, wanting two different things. This can apply to religion as well. Let's say you go into that relationship, he don't believe in God. He's an atheist. You believe in God. You want to raise Christian children. Your children are Christian. You're going to church every Sunday. At first, it didn't really bother you because you had been single for a minute and you was just like, I like this dude. It's just this one thing. And then that one thing becomes the big thing. And now you can't think of any other thing. And so now you got to break up because you're dealing with two different lifestyles and you over here and he over there and you break up. It's not no drama. It's not no chaos. It's just two people going in two different directions. So think about that. You have to heal from these situations. And by healing, it's like you replaying the tape on what you could have done better, how you could have handled better communicating with this person, what you should not have overlooked, what red flags you don't want to deal with, what are your deal breakers, what are your standards, what are your boundaries. Like you have to go down a whole list of all these things, deal with yourself, forgive yourself, receive whatever crap that they was putting out for what it is, get over it, and then dust yourself off and put yourself out there. I like to call this healing period. Your healing period can just be a moment in time, depending on how long you were dating that person is how long it's going to take for you to get over it. But you'll know you're healed when you hear that person's name and you feel nothing. You literally feel nothing. When you see something that reminds you of them and you feel nothing. When there was a movie, a show y'all used to watch, a place y'all used to go, and you can go there freely, you can watch that movie freely and laugh your butt off, and there's no feelings whatsoever. You're just like that. It's called meh, but you're just like the emoji with the line on its face. Like either way, like you feel absolutely nothing. That's how you'll know when you're healed. Sorry. I just saw somebody ask me if I was married. No, I'm not married. I'm not married. I'm single. I'm single, ready to mingle. And that's actually the name of my book. That's why I call that my book. That's the title of my book. Single, ready to mingle. No, I'm dating. Do you know someone you can hook me up with? I'm in my 40s. I'm a life coach. I'm looking for some questions to see if y'all have any because I don't want to look over anything, but I don't. Here, let's see. Thank you for the rose. Somebody sent me a rose. Thanks, Shan. Did you have to say it? Okay. I'm just running through these really quick just to make sure I didn't skip over anything. People, okay. Corey says, People can't be single. Gotta rush to be with someone when they aren't ready. Recipe for disaster. Yeah, them relationship hoppers. I know people like this, and it's just not healthy for nobody because you ain't learned nothing. You ain't took what I like to call your pause for the cause, and you're just literally jumping from one relationship to the next. And what does that really do for you? A lot of people who do that are people who simply cannot be by themselves, and who also think that people will judge them for being by themselves and being single because society has turned, like, has really judged single people. And I don't understand. At some point, everybody should be single, right? You're single at some point in time, because if you're not, it doesn't make sense, and it's not healthy to just keep jumping from one dude to the next and one woman to the next. So that's just illogical to me. All right, Corey. Okay. And let me see what else. Let me see. I am 55. Who is this? Robert. I'm 55, divorced, long term marriage. My daughter adopted from China. Oh, China. It's hard to get to know. I've been trying. You want long term. What you want to do, Robert, is you want to start doing things, because my clients ask me all this time, well, what do I do? How do I mean to do? You get out and you do what you like to do. Do you like to bike ride? Do you like to hike? Do you like to go watch movies? Whatever it is, play golf, whatever it is. Meetups. I keep pushing. They're going to pay me one day. I'm telling y'all right now, they're going to pay me. Go to meetup.com. Everybody who's watching this, literally Google it, and you'll pull up the city that you're in, and then it's free. And then you get on there. Let's say you like volleyball. There's a volleyball group of girls who play volleyball every Saturday. Join the group, sign up to go. It's free. Meet people. Let's say you're single and 55. You join the single group for 55 and up. You go out on Saturday night. They're going to see the jazz band. You go see the jazz band. You meet and you greet. Y'all got to get on these social media groups. Use social media for a thing socially other than cussing folk out. Y'all got to get in these social media groups. I'm in some on Facebook, and I'm on Meetup, and I meet all kinds of people. That's all you got to do. Do what you like to do and start talking. Just start randomly talking to people when you're out, and get off your phone when you're in public, because you can meet anyone at the grocery store. You can meet anyone walking back to your car from checking your mailbox if you live in an apartment complex. Y'all got to be more open and put your head on a swivel and get your head from being down looking on your phone. All right. You're beautiful. Victoria, you're beautiful inside and out. You could have anybody. Oh my gosh, Victoria. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then Corey says, I like you, coach. Nice to meet you. And I'm following that. Thanks, Corey. Thank you, everyone who's in here. Okay. And then, how do you say that? I don't want to say it. Had the app for years, never used it. I'll take your, yeah, you get on there. Okay. So, I'll call you AZ 5000. I got on the Meetup app. I forget how I found out about it. But in 2019, I got on it here in St. Louis, and I met a girlfriend back then. She was only here temporary with her husband. He traveled for his job, so I knew she wasn't going to be here forever. But while she was here, we went out. We met 19. We met out over the years. She ended up moving back to New York last year. So over there, like 5 years, we hung out. And now I'm back on there again to meet more people. But you get on there. And I had a little break from it, but I got tired of sitting at the house and only going out with this one girl here. So I was like, I need to meet more people. I'm telling you, it's the best thing you can do is to get on there and meet some folks. All right. I caught up with the questions. So, all right. So number one was, quit doing too much texting, not enough talking. Do more talking versus texting. Number two, why dating has become complicated. People aren't healed. I got this list. I'll put the list up here. It's backwards, of course, but I'll put the list up here when I'm done. I'll put it in my stories. Number three, the reason why dating has been so complicated. Too much gameplay. Y'all out here playing these games like y'all kids at the park, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why so many adults play games. And to me, it's a direct sign that you have not healed. You're holding on to things. I can think back on situations where I've dated guys and they want to take out on me what the girl did to them. Like, sir, you need to go somewhere and you need to heal. You need to get out of my face, because this is ridiculous. We're grown people. Why is we playing games that's going to hurt someone? Why are we playing games to have this power play, to have this power move, to be in this dictatorship? Why are we acting like we're opponents when you say you like women, but you dog women out? It doesn't make sense. Like, sis, you say you like him, and you say you like men, but all you want to do is use him. And it's make it make sense. And all you want to do is for him to cash out on you. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what are your goals here? Why are you dating if you want to play the game? If you want to play a game, you better take your ball and go outside and then kick a bunch of rocks around. Do whatever you got to do. But when you're coming into something, you got to think of Why am I here and what am I doing? Because you know who you are. And you know when you full of crap and playing games. So stop. All right. And number 4, I really like this one because it's similar to playing games. People who come into dating situations with hidden agendas, and they're simply not dating you for the right reason. Like they got their own self-serving goal. I used to meet a lot of guys back to back. This has been a while, years and years and years ago, that I would meet guys who would have this hidden agenda. They would come in with a goal in mind. They didn't come in to get to know me at all. They came in and was just like, I'm trying to take this from her. I'm trying to use this out of her. And then I am going to literally ghost the F out of her, and I am going to keep it moving. And it is just the craziest thing for people to have these hidden agendas, dudes to be having these hidden agendas where they want to use you for your body, where they want to use you for a place to stay. I remember this one guy, I had met him at the gym and I knew his friend because his friend, I knew he works on the radio station here and he has a spin class. So I knew him. And so then he introduced me to this guy. He was an attractive guy. And at the time, what I would be attracted to back then, which is totally different now, but I talked to him. Well, come to find out, long story short, he was getting evicted out of his house. He had his car had broken down. So he had a daughter and he was riding a bike and he was being evicted. He was on the verge. I think he had just lost his job because he refused to take his bike or take a bus or walk, roller skate, or I don't know, just hitch a ride to get there. He refused all that. He thought he was going to live with me. Absolutely not. I have never shacked with a guy in my 42 years, and I will not shack. Now, we can get married and live together, but outside of that, see, that's a hidden agenda. That's a dude who need a roof over his head, a car to drive, and shoot, he need to be fed at this point because he don't even want to work. So you'll know that out the gate. Like, that's why you got to check. I did a video years ago called Non-Negotiables, and I need to update this video, but it's called non-negotiables. And I used to say he has to match what I already have, which means he has to have his own car, his own home, his job. That's literally the basics. However, you would be surprised of who ain't got no job or who's barely working and or who's scamming or who ain't got no roof over their head or who couch surfing. So you need to ask these questions early on, directly, pretty much the first conversation. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, really? How long have you been there? Nice. Do you like it? Cool. What part of town do you live on? I don't need your address, but what side of town you been living on? Oh, you've been living in your duplex for how long? Oh, wow, cool. Like, you need to ask these questions. And sure, usually when it comes to having a car, they'll somehow, some people are volunteered that they have a car, drove over there, how you getting there, but you got to find out these basic things. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to the notes here. See if I missed anything. Scare her away. I have been dating a girl named Tori. We are both exclusive, but do not want to scare her away. What would make you think that you would scare her away, Robert? We don't want to be dating nervous. We don't want to be dating with anxiety. We don't want to be thinking that, and it's good to have caution because of course, no one wants, you know who you are, and nobody wants to run anyone off. All I can tell you is be your authentic self. And if that runs her off, then it's not meant to be. And that's what we got to start. That's what I had to learn for myself when dating a long time ago. Like, if who I am, how I'm showing up is not what they want, then it is what it is. Like, move around. So hopefully you won't scare her away. I don't think you will, Robert. I think it'll be totally fine. All right. Let's see. Betterment Life Coach. Hey, girl. Telling the truth. I think it's because they're scared to live in the real world as adults. Well, shoot, it is a scary place out there, but you got to do what you got to do, because if you're not going to be an adult, then you're going to be a dependent. And that means you have to depend on this dude, this woman, to feed you, to bathe you, to give you money, to put a roof over your head. That's crazy. Absolutely not. I'm not trying to depend on nobody. I had to live with somebody after I lost my townhouse and my car in a flood summer ago, and I had to live in somebody else's house, and it was not good. It was awful. And I was just like, I got to get the hell up out of here because this is crazy. I can't even fathom having to depend on someone for anything. So self-sufficient is the name of the game. Be self-reliant as well. True, I never used a woman. Good, Robert. You should nobody be using nobody. Like, when you're young and dumb, you do stupid things. Don't get me wrong, but once you reach a certain age, you shouldn't be using nobody for nothing. If you want something, go get it. Like, what's the reason? Like, money is out there. It's flowing and going. Whatever you spend comes back and brings a friend. So get out there and get it. All right, so that was hidden agendas, not dating for the right reason. I don't want y'all to be out here getting fooled, getting falling for the okey doke, getting charmed and things. Because I remember I've been charmed before, and then dudes just be coming up in here and they will pick your butt up and put you back down. But as long as you're asking the inquiring questions, I'm telling y'all to ask, that I've mentioned in many other videos, as long as you have standards, boundaries, you understand your self-worth, you know who you are, you love yourself, you put yourself first, you love yourself more than you like them, you should not be falling for people like this. All right, number 5, when I'm talking about dating and why dating has become so complicated, is your expectations. This is what I like to talk about when I talk to my clients, because your expectations are out of whack. Number 1, when you're dating, don't have no expectations. This is why you shouldn't have expectations, because you can go in on a date with your high expectations, expecting his hair to be golden and shine a certain color in the sun, expecting his teeth to be completely pearly white, expecting him to make 6 figures, be 6 feet tall, expecting him to literally believe in God and pray with you, and expecting him to not cuss in front of your mama, and expecting him to treat your children like they're his children. He ain't even got no children. Like, you got all these expectations. Expect him to pray every Wednesday at 12:01 p.m. with you when you call him and text him. Like, what in the world? You don't need to expect nothing. Just let him be him, ladies. When you're showing up on these dates, and gents, when you're showing up on these dates, all you need to do is be you. He's going to be him. If you know you don't like no dude that smokes cigarettes, why are you dating him again? There should be no second date, because he smokes cigarettes. If you know you want a dude that's going to pray with you, go to church with you, why are you dating a dude who ain't been to church since 1957? It does not make sense. If you know that you want a guy who is well traveled, who is highly educated, because I believe like attracts like. If you know you want a guy that can speak a different language, if you know you want a guy that can cook, if you know you want a guy, and these are things people actually be looking for. If you know you want certain things, then you have to stop dating the guys that don't exude that. And now let me go a little deeper, because that was substance. That was in substance field. If you know you want a guy that has good character, if you know you want a guy that is nice, polite, honest, respectful, if you know that you want a guy who says, you know what, I was with Martha for 5 years. I had no idea she had been cheating on me for the last year. She took me down through there. I walked in on her cheating. However, I ain't even gonna blame Martha for all that. Even though it didn't work and she cheated and she dogged me out, I recognize where I screwed up with Martha. I am aware that I played a part in Martha's cheating. Now, should she have cheated? Absolutely not. Should she have left me? 100%. However, I'm not going to sit up here and fix my face to call Martha out her name, call her crazy, call her trifling, when I know I overlooked red flags. I know I swept things under the rug. So with Martha, I got to thank God for Martha in that relationship, because she showed me, she revealed to me who I needed to be in order to become the quality man I am right now as I stand here before you. That's a real dude. That's a dude with awareness. That's a dude with great character. That's a dude with accountability. That is a guy, that is a quality man. Those are the things that you need to want when you're talking about a dude. Now, there's some things like traveling, you want him to have a college degree. These are like wants. What if he doesn't have a college degree? Is that a deal breaker? What if he hasn't been out of the country? Is that a deal breaker? We want to move away from things that are not substance filled and move into things that are going to make a difference. Can I sit and talk to this man about anything at any point, because he's open, he's honest, he's emotionally available? That's something you need to want. Can I look at this man because he looked like Idris Elba, he tall and he look good and he fine and he could hold it down in the bedroom? All right, that's great. Number one, you want to have somebody that you're attracted to, sure. However, all that other stuff, like what happens when you like 85? Like my grandparents are like 86 right now. Like, do you really think grandma and grandpa are looking at each other like bang, bang, bang? Let's get it. No, absolutely not. Grandma and grandpa are sitting on the couch, watching TV, going for walks, spending time with the grandkids. They ain't thinking about that nonsense that a lot of people think about right now, and that a lot of people put so much heavy weight. People are putting heavy weight on what you can do in the bedroom, what he looks like in gray sweatpants. how tall he is. And you're missing out on these other dudes out here that are quality men, that are actually men of character. They're beliefs are aligning with yours. They're driven, they're motivated, they're kind. And my favorite one, they actually are going to consider you, because you need to be considered. If you're going to expect anything, expect that dude to consider you in all of his days, what he's doing, how he's moving, how he's engaging with other women. And the moment that you switch off the things that aren't necessarily going to make or break you. Like, if he hasn't been out of the country, isn't going to make or break you. That doesn't mean he's less of a dude. If he dropped out of high school and got his GED, that doesn't make him less than. If he is under 6 foot, that doesn't make him less of a man. It means that he can't be your provider. He can't provide you security. He can't make you feel safe. We got to start using our brains here. We got to really sit down with ourselves and think about ish that matters. Because when I think about dating, I think about well, not just dating, anything. I think about the big picture. And right now, sure, I'm in my 40s. I look great. You look great too. However, when I'm 80, not saying I ain't gonna look great then, but what I want in my 40s, sure, I want something good to look at, but we're going to age. It is what it is. So am I really concerned about putting all this weight on his looks when I know dang well we're going to go through our seasons? Not saying we're going to turn into a Grinch, but I'm just saying we're not going to look as good as we do on this day, is the point. So you need to kind of look beyond that. You're going to be attracted to this person because people need to be attracted to each other. However, you need to just put that as the little cherry on top. What is his mind like? What is his spirit like? Is he a good communicator? How does he communicate? What is he like when no one is around? When was the last time he stole something? Has he been to jail? Did he cuss his ex-baby mama, his ex-girlfriend out? Did he get physical with his baby mama? Like, these are questions that need answers. Okay. All right. Let me look back over here. And then I'm going to give y'all the bonus one of why dating is so hard. Telling the truth, I think it's because they're scared to live in the... Okay, let me scroll down to see. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this will be going up on YouTube later on tonight. I'll take a pause on my TikTok videos if you're watching this on YouTube, because this is a live video, and I go through the comments. Okay, what is she saying? Okay, AZ5000. I don't think there's a man alive capable of being that accountable. Girl, then what kind of dudes are you dating? It's the dudes that you have been dating. There are some dudes, I've had conversations with these men, and I'm just like, oh, this is just so great. Him being self-aware. I used to date a guy who is super accountable, very much aware of himself. And it's just like, you know what? And we have had some conversations. It didn't work out because I screwed it up. But there are men out there. Thanks for all that you're doing. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Let me see who else. Okay. Kokila Minaj. Hey, I have a question. Why are so many men on the down low? Girl, I have no idea. I don't know. Where do you live? Like, I ain't even gonna say Atlanta, but I'm saying Atlanta. But no, seriously, I can't say. I dated one guy. This is back in college. And he was a great guy. He was showing up. He was checking off all about. He was like a dude of character, like what I've described. He was a good catch. I was just not mentally where I needed to be. I was stressed out in college. And so anyway, and so I didn't make a good mate. But I do think maybe he hadn't come out the closet. He didn't realize what was going on with himself. But me and my girlfriend was always like, I think. But I don't know why many men are on the DL. And if you're on the DL, hey, I said, me personally, live in your truth. Like, this is your life. You got to live in your truth. There ain't no reason to be hiding in the closet for nobody, because who is somebody? Even if it's your friends, your family, screw off. They ain't really down for you if you got to be on the down low. And if you're on the down low because you're afraid to come out, you got to have a conversation with God. Like, God, show me what to do, because this ain't it. I'm living my life behind the scenes and I'm not happy and I'm not growing. And I don't want to be out here just mistreating women and living a double life. It's too much work. Can you imagine being on the down low, being a cheater? It's a double life. It's too much it's too many trace steps. You got to erase and backtrack and lies. It's too hard. And I just wish for every dude that's on the down low to come out and be free. Trust me on that. The heart of a man is most important. Amen. Loyalty. Oh, yes. 100%. Because if you up in here acting a fool now, we got to get rid of you. And Cake says it's crazy that these conversations aren't had until after the bed and baby have happened. And you show right, it's crazy because these folks be living with each other. Like I said, I've never lived with a guy yet. And they be doing the do, and you're right, having whole kids. So you live in New York. Okay, Coquila, I'll get back to you in a second. But they be having whole kids and be with each other for years and sometimes multiple kids and don't even having conversations that matter. Like what? Like what is happening? How you gonna have a whole kid? Like I have a child and I knew we were friends for a whole year before I even turned romantic. Well, he wanted to be romantic the first night he met me because I was popping and he already knew quality. No, I wasn't a quality woman back then. I was desperate and I was trash. But I'm saying I knew him for a whole year. And for that whole year, we talked all the time. We spent a lot of time together. I met his kids. I watched how he was in different situations, how he was like, it was a whole, I didn't plan on having no kid with him, but it was just a whole thing to where I sat back, I observed, he showed me who he was. And I was just like, all right. And then I ended up getting pregnant, and that happened. So when people are just jumping from A to B and having all these children and ain't having no conversation in between, conversation that matters, to me, that's crazy. NYC, that's my dream place to be. So there's a lot of DL men in NYC. And that's interesting because you would think NYC, everything is open. It goes like it's more acceptable, I would think, to just be who you are. And NYC, because it's just such a huge place and a melting pot of discovery for people to be whatever you decide you want to be. So I don't know about the download thing. I have no idea. And I hate that for anyone who cannot live in their truth, whether that is a person who wants to, what is it called? Whether you're a transgender person that you think you want to be or believe in your spirit, transgender, gay, straight, bi, homosexual, lesbian, whatever, live in it. Cause I ain't got nothing but respect for it. Cause why not? And people shouldn't care that much about people who are gay or straight or transgender. It just, for what? Why are you investing in that energy? That's just a side note. All right. And I got one more here. I got a bonus one. TikTok land. Here in TikTok land, it's everywhere. Download men. Okay, y'all talking to each other in there. There's a sassy man epidemic going on. Why these men trying to get girlfriend treatment from me? Now that's funny. Not girlfriend treatment. There are some dudes out here now who think a woman is who thinks that it's a woman that is supposed to pursue. But I gotta point the finger back at us a little bit because so many women out here are acting super masculine. They got masculine energy. They are talking and carrying themselves like men. They're shooting their shot. They're wanting to just be the protector, the provider. They're talking real hardened. And there's nothing like giving, I'm a woman, I'm feminine, I'm soft, I'm delicate. Although you can be all those things and still be strong. However, I think we're confusing strong and strength with masculinity. And it's just like you can be strong all day and be soft as a buttery buttercup, but we're just getting it twisted and we're acting like we have penises in our pants. And I'm just like, I'm confused and I know if I'm confused, I know the dudes are confused too. So I don't know about these dudes want to be treated and want to be wifed up, but I'm not the one. I can't say that I've attracted a dude like that. The last dude that I dated, he was super masculine and I didn't realize I liked super masculine, but I do. And now I know that from dating him, but I ain't about to treat you like you my woman, sir. If I'm going to do that, I'm just going to go date a woman because that just makes more sense. Oh, she says, AZ5000 says NYC has a ton of download men. That is, I don't know. I don't have an explanation for that one. Okay, let me see if I missed anything. These men want me to bring roses and hold the door. Y'all crazy in these comments. I'm not about to play with y'all. They're just rude, not masculine. Yeah. We can be women. We as women can be rude. However, when I listen to rap these days, and it be women that I actually like, I just be hearing like, man, like the verbiage, the dialect, the word. Like there's a time and a place for everything. I used to listen to Little Kim back in the day, for the love of God, but there ain't nothing masculine about Little Kim. But what I mean, there's a way to deliver certain things. And these women are given, I'm a dude. When I be hearing this stuff, by the way, the words they choose to say, and it's just like, ew, that don't sound cute. That don't sound sexy. But maybe it's because I'm not a dude and I don't have a dude's mind. But just thinking from a woman, I just like to be more, what's the word when you're, what's the word? I think it starts with an M. I can't think of the word right now, but I just don't want to have everything out there. You want to hide some things, and by that withhold it for the right person. There's a word that I'm trying to think of right now and I can't think of it. Somebody said, no, I'm old school. I'm old school too. Staying single sounds better every day. Staying single sounds better when you have trash to dig through. If you get out the damn trash box, then and discover some different kind of dudes, it'll be real fun. But it's a lot of trash blowing around. Oh my gosh. Filtered to protect. Okay, let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything because I'm gonna get to this last little point. You can love single life. Single life is fun, but you can get up and go. You ain't got to tell nobody what you're doing, where you're going, how come you didn't answer. No, you're going to go out there and live your best life. Hot girl summer is almost here. Hot girl spring. I love the single life, but I also would like to find someone good eventually. Same, same. The rudeness comes from being tired of having your time wasted after being true to someone. Yeah. I mean, shoot. If you can, modest, that's the word. Yes. I was like, it start with an M, and I was hoping somebody put in there. See, I'm more modest just with me. I'm more like, I know how to be sexy and all that, but it's not gonna be, it's a difference. It's a fine line. Sexy, slutty, it's a fine line. It's a fine line when you're on here talking about certain things. It's a way that you can say something and still get the same point across versus being very crass and just dirty. Because sometimes these songs can make things that are supposed to be happy and fun like, ooh, gutter, just real gutter. And I'm just like, ugh, that don't sound like a good time. That sounds like it's no fun. But anyway, so as far as you getting your time wasted, for the women who are in here talking about getting your time wasted, you have to think about, what do these dudes all have in common? Generally, when you're dating someone, there is going to be a pattern of the dudes that you like. For the women who continue to run into time wasters, why are you attracted to these kinds of dudes? Think about, I always say, tell my clients, think about the last 3 guys you dated. If they were all time wasters, think about what made you attracted to them, what red flags you overlooked, how you should address those red flags, if you should have even went on a date with him. Like, you got to run that tape back. If you're going to run the tape back, do it for a reason, to learn and to gain insight so you can stop wasting your own time when you continue to entertain and sign up to date these time wasters. That's the best thing you can do. Yes, now everybody's saying modesty. Yes, it was modesty, guys. I couldn't even think of that word because I'm just like, I used to be, side note, I used to be I'm a certified bra fitter. Y'all, I got a lot of things on my list. I'm a certified bra fitter. I used to work for Radio Disney as an on-air personality. I used to work at, what is that store that got closed down? Toys R Us. I used to work at Toys R Us when I first moved here, making $7 an hour with the college degree. Guys, I got stories, but I'm gonna tell you here. But I was a certified bra fitter, and when I would fit women for their bras, we're going to the dressing room, and some of them women would just be like, "Woo, pop goes the weasel," and everything's out. Me personally, I don't need to see that. Don't want to see that. I have my own. I'll look at them. That's good enough. But some of the women would do that, and I'm just like, ugh. And then one of the women was like, "Oh, you're more modest." I'm like, "Yeah, I can step out. Like, I don't need to see that." So yes, I am modest, and more. I think modesty needs to come back. Because women these days, not all, but a lot of women these days, the trend is to show everything. The trend is to literally put on a candy coated thong with pasties and put like a beach overlay, like you're going to the beach. And they're literally wearing this to the mall. I was at Walmart and I saw a full figure woman in booty shorts, cheeks literally exposed. And it's just like, I don't know what's happening here. All right, let me see. Discernment. If you don't have discernment, what have you got? And if you don't have it and don't know what it is, talk to the universe and God about it. All right. So the last thing, which is a bonus one for why dating is so complicated, is men who date just to pass the time. Like, they ain't interested in you. They ain't interested in getting into no relationship. They really just need something to do. They're bored. Maybe it's winter. Maybe it's cold outside. Maybe basketball season is over. Football season is over. All their homeboys is married and booed up. Whatever the case, work is slow. So they gonna text you. Usually dudes like that will text you into an early grave. They'll text you the what up queen, grand rising, how are you doing? How was your day? They gonna do that all day. They not gonna fully engage about nothing. And then when they do talk, they talking about themselves. But for the most part, they ain't talking about themselves because they don't want you to get to know them, because they're trying to get the information from you so they can use you for whatever it is they want to get from you. Stay away from these guys and do yourself a favor. Stay away from anyone who is draining your energy, having you feeling confused, feeling like you're being used, feeling like you're just something to do, feeling like they're just not interested. You'll know when someone's interested because you wouldn't have to ask yourself, is this dude interested? Because he'll show you with his actions. And lastly, do me this favor. Don't listen to nothing that fool got to say, because whoever he is will be his character, and his character will actively show you what he wants from you, how he thinks of you, and if he even considers you. All right? You are not a placeholder. You are not a placeholder. Someone said that in the comments. You are not a placeholder. 3Z, your energy is amazing, and conversations like this for us women is needed. Oh, you're welcome. You know what? I had someone recently tell me on you, because this is going up on YouTube. She told me, I don't know if I think it was a girl. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whoever it was, they were like, you know what? I don't like it when you don't get to the point. Like, just get to the point. And I was just like, okay. Like, I know how to be straightforward and to the point in my videos. However, I can give you the long way around too. But guarantee it's going to be colorful. Whichever way I take you, I can do both. But I was just like, and I asked one of my clients too, I said, what do you think? And she was like, no, I like it when you're going the long way around. That's really why I enjoy talking to you and why I booked you. And I was like, all right. So it's interesting. And you can't please everyone, but I just want to just make sure of what y'all want. And so I try to go and get on here as much as I can and just be open. But I'm going to tell you something from my experience. A lot of women don't like to listen. For some reason, our head is as hard as a rock, and we want to break our head open on the ground before we actually learn something. And my thing is, why you got to bust your head down to the white meat? For what? When someone is literally giving you the information. No one gave me this information. No one taught me how to date. I was dumb. I was naive. And I will say it until the cows come home. I didn't have a clue how to date, what to do. I make so many mistakes. It ain't embarrassing. It's just plumb dumb. And so that's why I'm here to teach you and give you the tools that you need. And speaking of that, I got some books coming up this year. I got like 4 books I'm working on. I'm doing a part 2 to Hello, My Name is Single, and I'm going to let y'all know when it's ready. But for now, you can get that at Barnes & Noble, link in my bio. You can get it on Google Play as an ebook. Link is in my, just look up Coach B. Wiley on all the things. Outside of that, I think that is all. Let me make sure I've covered everything. I don't know how long I've been on here. Let me see. Let me make sure I've covered everything. I do not like guys that existed until last year, Christmas time. Yeah, guys like that. I did not like guys like that existed until last Christmas. Facts. Somebody put facts. That's true. Me too. I worked on me, healed, and self-worth. Your self-worth is everything. If you're unwilling to pour the energy into yourself, like you pouring so much energy into dudes who don't give a F about you, then you got to flip it. You got to turn that thing around. Give yourself what you're wanting this dude to give you. You want him to love you and be consistent. Are you loving yourself and being consistent? It's some areas where you're not being consistent in. Like for me personally, I had gained a crap load of weight. I'm 5'2", by the way. I don't know why people think I'm like 5'7", 5'8". I am 5'2.5", actually. And I packed on 40 pounds from COVID up until like last year. And honey, 40 pounds don't look good on a 5'2.5" frame, not on mine. And so what I had to do with myself is start being more consistent. So I hired a gut coach. Started going to the gym more, and I'm doing a detox, and it starts tomorrow. I'm holding myself accountable because I will continue to be overweight until I do something consistently about it to get back to my regular weight. So whatever it is for you, I ain't saying it's your weight. I don't know you. I don't know what it is, but you know you. And if you know you want some consistency, you want somebody to hold themselves accountable, you want someone to be a great communicator, you want someone to be emotionally available, you want someone to know how to listen, you want someone to work, have their own income, have their own place, have their own car. What are you doing? Like attracts like. So get yourself together. It's going to be work to become the quality woman that you need to be, but you can do it. You're capable. I was a trash, desperate woman. I say trash because I wasn't qualified to be with a quality dude, but I was thinking I was just miss it, and I wasn't. And once I realized that, I made some changes. And realizing that took me through a lot of BS. And that's fine. I had to go through it to get it together. And now that I got it way more together than I did, and I'm always evolving and learning. That's how I'm going to attract the kind of dudes I attract. Who I used to attract like years ago, that don't have nothing to do with the dudes I be attracting these days. Now I haven't met someone that I actually like that to take it a step further, and that's okay too. We'll get there. However, in the meantime, at least I'm not attracting cheating, bummy, lying, manipulative, ghosting guys who are emotionally unavailable. So you have to give yourself a pat on the back for the strides that you're taking and the changes and the differences you're seeing. And you won't see a new thing until you become the thing that you want to see. That is my TED Talk. I am done. So let me see if I missed anything one more last time. Someone says, I love full figure. Robert likes a full figure girl. Hey now, Robert. Me too. I got to lose the weight. Cake, you can lose the weight. You just make up. My issue was my diet. I drank a lot of wine over the last few years, and I just had to quit that wine. And anytime, and I've gone off wine many times over the years, every time I went off that wine, my stomach would have a drastic decrease. So I was just like, that's what I got to do. And it's in my spirit, it's in my gut. That's when I realized I wasn't ready for a real relationship because I wasn't consistent with myself. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Cake. You're self-aware. So what you going to do with that? Just do something with it. Full figure but loves to do things. Yeah, because you can be full figure. I done seen a lot of women who are like full figure and they just are proportioned. Me, I'm not proportioned like that. It goes to my belly and then my face is like super big. But I see a lot of women who are full figure and it's just like, girl, and they have all the confidence in the world. They be having like, it just looks great. I'm not one of those girls. So you just got to be honest with yourself and keep that party going. For those of you who are still on here, I'm about to end this chat. Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and make sure you follow, like, subscribe. Coach B. Wiley on all the things. You want to ask me a question? You want to email me? I'm going to put my email up here. I got to put it in my thing, but it's dating tips. You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much. It's datingtips@coachbwiley.net. I'll put it somewhere, but it's datingtips@coachbwiley.net. That's if you want to ask me a question, but you don't have to email it. You can shoot me a DM. You can go in the comments. I'm on TikTok, of course, YouTube, of course, Facebook, Instagram. Those are my jams. Send me a question. I will answer it, address it in a video. I just addressed my cousin's question yesterday. Yesterday we talked about, and this video is up on my YouTube. Yesterday we talked about she called it broke up and backtracking. It's when you're out of a relationship and then somebody trying to backtrack. So that was about. This video is going up tonight. If you want to book a session with me, I'm not going to tell you to book a session with me if you're not serious. If you're serious, then you want to commit to at least 4 sessions. You don't have to pay for 4 sessions up front. You pay for them as you go. But I'm letting you know. That's what you need to be prepared to do. And you can go on mymentor.life. That link is in my bio, mymentor.life. And Coach B. Wiley is my name. Click on that, read my bio. And if you want to work with me, I'm here to work with you for serious people. If you know you're not ready for that commitment, that is A-okay because I'm not trying to get my time wasted. So if you don't want to do that, feel free to look at all my videos. I have almost 1,000 videos on YouTube. I don't know how many here on TikTok, hundreds on Facebook, and I'm redoing my Instagram. There are some videos on there, but I'm redoing my page. So there are a few videos on there, but the meat and potatoes is on my YouTube. So go over there and you subscribe. That link is in my bio. Outside of that, thank you everybody who watched. If you know someone who could use a life coach such as myself, I specialize in dating and communicating. I write books on this. I got y'all. Let them know about me. You come on here, you follow, you listen, you learn, you jot down your answers, and you move and you act accordingly. So until the next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.